They say the way to any human being's heart is through their stomach. We've got an expert here. He's been doing it for 45 years. Stay tuned for more, everybody. Welcome everyone to Your Little Castle Show. Look at this spread we've got here. I am fortunate to know people who have got connections in the food and beverage industry. Look at what I'm gonna take off the titles here, everybody. So I want you to take a look here. Freddie, when he shows up, he brings a party with him. We've got 3 different crock pots, 2 plates we've got with ribs, sauces, shrimp, burgers, sloppy joes,
pork steaks,
brisket. I mean, hey everybody, if you want to eat some good food, you want to get a hold of my buddy Freddie Lee here and his gourmet sauces, gourmet foods, Freddie Lee's gourmetsauces.com. With that, shout out to our sponsors. You probably do have a wonderful house that you've built, that you've worked on for yourself many years. You've got your own little castle. And inside of that castle, you might have some wonderful furniture that you got from Carroll House Furniture. Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things, and I know you're going to love this one, in your little castle. See what we did there? Brooke likes that. But you likely have some good food, and hopefully that good food, if you're really on the ball, you're going out and seeing what we've got here from our buddy Freddie James, and he has got gourmet food out the kahuna, right? Where we can share with you guys. I mean, I'm just going to put that wide. Look at that picture there with all the food we've got here. So I'm going to be fed for a couple weeks, and so I need to stick around here for a while. But we're set. Freddie, welcome to the Your Little Castle Show.
Thank you for having me.
And tell me now, what led to this? You started off as a career in construction.
Yes.
And then figured out some side work that turned into now where you're doing full time. You got your beautiful wife, Deborah.
My wife, yeah.
And she helps you, and now you've got a full time business making everybody full in their bellies.
Yes. Well, it started off just a hobby, and my wife and I just made sauce for family and friends, and everybody kept saying, "You ought to push it. You ought to get out there." And my goal was to retire and sit on the front porch and watch the world go by. That's all I wanted to do. But God's got a sense of humor, and he knew what we had to do. I didn't. I was just happy-go-lucky. But anyway, we stepped out on faith, and God started giving us, different stores. And we started off with 5 stores. And now God has blessed us. We're in 1,200 stores.
1,200 stores.
1,200 stores.
Holy cow. So what are some of the stores? Are you allowed to say the name?
Yeah. We're in Hy-Vee, Fresh Times, Straub's, Snooks. Oh, my God. A host of mom and pop stores, LeGrand's, Kindred's Meat Market. And not only that, we make sauces for other people.
This is some innovation right here, everybody. This guy's an entrepreneur and quite the innovator. That's pretty awesome. Well, tell me then, you said 45 years overall. What led you here? Like you said, it was something on the side, but there's a lot of things we can do as a side business, but why did you decide to get into gourmet food?
I just love to cook, and when I was making sauce, my wife and I, we used to always say, well, what can we do with this? Let's try to use a different sauce with a different dish. So then we started putting it in spaghetti. Next thing you knew, we did a lasagna, sloppy joe, meatloaf, tacos, pizza. We make pizzas with our sauce, salad dressing, shrimp cocktail sauce. We make sauces, and it just started taking off from there.
Well, you've got quite the ambition, quite the results here to show everybody. I'm going to keep this wide shot we've got all the time now so you can see. We had to move all the stuff around the table to fit in here, and our expert table setup person over there, Deborah, was helping. There she is. And we got this all spaced out. But can you see what we've got here? I'm going to get to partake in some of this at some point. I don't like to eat at the beginning of the show. Maybe towards the end of the show. Get too filled. My mouth is full of food. But what is it about this that fuels your passion towards this? How did this end up being such a good fit for what you love to do?
People kept calling us and making us do it. And I just had to, to continue to do it. I just didn't want to start something and stop, and it just took off from there.
Well, I said there's a lot of people that would love to be good at as a chef, right? As a professional. What do they call it? What's the type of school that they talk about that everybody goes to?
Culinary school.
Culinary school, that's right. But it's only a few people have that ability. Like, I can hit a baseball, I can play the piano a little bit, but don't ask me to do tap dance. How did you know? I mean, did you develop this? Is it a knack because it's something you started when you were just a little kid?
No.
That you enjoyed, or something you learned along the way, or did you have some expert guidance? How did you become so good at it?
I don't know, man. It just came to me. I love putting different seasonings and ingredients together. And what had happened to this, we were at home making sauce for family and friends. And this particular day, I made this sauce. We hadn't even thought about going into business. I made this sauce and I tasted it, and it just didn't taste like I'm normally making it. So I called my wife in there. I said, baby, taste this. See what I did. I think I done something wrong. And she tasted it. She said, what did you do? I said, I don't know. She said, whatever it is, it's better than whatever you done made. So now here I'm in the kitchen pulling out all the ingredients that I used, and I'm talking to God as I'm doing this. And it was 2 ingredients made a difference.
Okay.
And that's what we got right now.
So it's a secret sauce too, right? You
Yes.
figured out what the special ingredients, like Coca-Cola's formula. You're never going to know exactly how they make it taste. Pepsi just tastes a little different, right?
Yeah.
And I was watching the Coca-Cola Pepsi documentary about how that battle started in the early 1800s. But there's a secret. There's a little bit that you've got that you won't reveal. You can't reveal, right?
No.
But you figured this out.
Yes.
How does that come about? Is it years of testing by accident? How did you pick those 2 particular ingredients?
I didn't. God gave them to me. I didn't know. There was just 2 ingredients in our cupboard at home that I never used until I'd done that sauce. And those 2 ingredients made a difference. I didn't. No, that wasn't my idea.
Well, obviously it's worked out for you, and so I like that theory with regard to like divine intervention kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Because why did this happen at the right time, at the right place, with the right and nothing, and right in front of you, and you said, let's try this, and it worked.
And it worked. Yeah.
And so now, does that apply to all of your? How many different sauces do you have?
We just have the 2, the spicy and the mild.
All right, let's hold these up for a second here. So I'm holding up this one. This is called Freddie's Ghetto Sauce. This is the mild. Okay.
Yes.
So let me put this on camera number 1. There it is, and then I'm going to do my little zoom in here, everybody. So, but take a look at this. Tell me, what went into making this sauce so special? Why did you decide to go with
The ghetto sauce label?
Yeah, where did you get that from? That's fun.
We live in North St. Louis, and we were sitting on the front porch. This was a day we had made sauce in the house. House was hot, so we decided to go outside just to sit for a little while. And at that time, it was a police chase, and they zoomed down the street. And I said, baby, one day God is going to bless us to get out of the ghetto. And she looked at me and she said, yeah. And then she says, won't you name your sauce Ghetto Sauce? I say, wait a minute. I said, you going to get us run out the country. There's no sauce called Ghetto Sauce. And then she said, well, put your name on it. And I'm like, put my name on it? I said, that's a country name, the Ghetto Sauce? I said, come on. So we just prayed on it and asked God to lead us, and some time passed. Say about a month or 2 passed. And I was coming from work, getting ready to go in the house, and somebody came by and blew their horn. I turned around and looked, and these guys, hey man, you got some sauce in the house? I said, yeah, I got some ghetto sauce. And it just popped out like that. And that's how it stuck.
Well, here it is, and I'm going to show you. This is the spicy.
That's American. That's the American label.
American label. American gourmet sauce. Freddie Lee's spicy. Is there a third one? We got a third.
No,
is it different?
This is the gallons. We have gallon sizes.
Okay.
And
hold a gallon up for everybody.
Okay, that's American gallon. You can get it with that label. It's the same sauce. It's just a different label.
Okay.
Now, you can find that at Schnucks, military bases, government. They want the American label.
Okay. And it's the same sauce as the ghetto sauce. But
Yes, just different label.
Different labels.
Now,
Marketing. Okay.
we're in 1,100 stores under the name Ghetto Sauce, and we're in 100 Schnucks stores under American Gourmet.
Now, say the numbers again. What were they?
We're in 1,100 stores under the name Ghetto Sauce, and we are in 100 Schnucks stores under American Gourmet.
Okay, so there's more popular. The ghetto sauce has become.
Yes.
Is it something because it stands out? It's the same. It's,
Well,
that's
it's-
marketing. It's
yeah,
trying to predict human behavior here.
What happened there is when I go and do demos at stores, say for instance, I went to a Schnucks store one time and done a demo, and people says, "Hey, you the ghetto sauce man?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "Well, where's the ghetto sauce?" So I held up the jar, the American label. They said, "Oh, no, I wanted to say ghetto sauce." So I said, "Well, and that's when I had to tell them where they can buy it at, you know." And when I go do the stores with the ghetto sauce, it just people look at it and like, "What? Ghetto sauce? I gotta try this." And then they try it, and then they buy it.
Well, we're going to get to indulge here in just a minute. I did a quick search to see, I'm going to put this up on the wall for everybody, but I said, give me some reviews. What are people having to say? Now AI will tell you, right? And so here we are. Oh, and I haven't even clicked on the reviews for the Amazon yet, but up here it says American Gourmet Sauce, often refers to Freddie Lee's Gourmet Sauce. Is that you?
Yes.
Highly praised for its verse. I'm going to put this from the wall for everybody can read this along with me.
Okay.
Bold, spicy flavor, gluten-free, no HFCS profile, working on meats, snacks, and even Bloody Marys.
Yes.
While users loving the joyride of flair and unique tangy kick. Reviews highlight its all-purpose natural ability to bling to any dish, though it's a distinct, non-traditional barbecue. Well, I'm excited here. Key features. So then you can see here, and look, scroll on down. And we got 30 reviews here, by the way, too, that are all 5s. But here, is this the sauce? Right there, is that it?
That's it.
There it is on Amazon.
Yes.
You get that $28, get you a gallon. Wow, that could last quite a while there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're talking, everybody. So this is what you can, if you got the entrepreneurial spirit and you want to go off and try something unique, why not get yourself your own gourmet cooking sauce that has taken over the world? And if anybody else can show me how to get into 1,200 stores, holy cow, we've got a marketing entrepreneurial expert with us here in the building. All right, and we're going to come back in just a minute. We got a little bit of the fun stuff we get to do in the community we're going to share with you guys a little bit. But before we go, tell me, which of the foods do you think your sauce tastes best on that you prefer, or is there a benefit to each, and why you go from different foods?
Me personally, I love it in spaghetti. I just love it in spaghetti.
Okay.
It just makes it totally different, you know.
This becomes a spaghetti sauce.
Yep.
And it can be used for all types, but I see, because we got brisket, we've got pork, we've got sloppy joes. Is those some pork?
That's
pork
pork steaks.
We've got ribs. Look at this, everybody. I'm telling you what. Look at these ribs. This is going to get smattered here in a few minutes. Stay tuned for this. In the second half, we'll be back.
Now, can I say this before we hang up here?
Yeah.
Our sauce is gluten-free. It's no high fructose corn syrup, and it's no MSG.
Okay. Yeah. Those are nice features to have because those things are generally not. They're frowned upon.
Yeah.
People might say.
Yeah.
Okay. Stay tuned, everybody. A little bit of the fun we were doing in the community. Let's check it out.
Knows, but he doesn't like people to know. You're behind this thing for years now.
Yeah.
Scoo Calvin's sitting here with me. How long have you been doing this whole boxing thing for kids?
It's our 5th year as of last week, 5 years.
5 years. Another huge event today. We get to see everybody here. You have some of the best boxers in the area. Roberto Duran.
All the way from Panama, and it's his birthday.
And it's his birthday. Alexander the Great.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Alexander is one of the best boxers in the history of St. Louis.
Yes, sir. 3-time champion.
And I know that Michael Spinks has been involved.
Michael Spinks would have been here, but they got sick So they had to take Miss Flo to the hospital. Get well, Miss Flo.
And I understand that, but I was at the last event, and he was here, Buster Douglas. You got some other superstars coming out that people are familiar with. Are you allowed to say those right now?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a couple of those names of people you know they're going to be here coming soon.
Coming soon. Actually, we supposed to have Evander Holyfield in the building, but scheduling conflict, so he would be here next week to bless Dalewood at our Juneteenth event next Thursday. So next week, Evander Holyfield will be in the building.
So the point is, you are really connected. You've taken your connections and tried to make an awesome program for kids.
Yes.
That as I've talked to these kids, they really enjoy this. What do you think the kids benefit most from by being part of your boxing program?
Benefit the most is that they get to have fun, discipline, they get to win them beautiful belts, and they get to stay out of trouble.
There you go. I can tell you, I see these kids, they light up when they get the opportunity. And even when whether they win or they lose, you can tell they're excited to be part of this.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think it really...
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey, we're looking for the small business owners and leaders in our community to be on our show. This is the Your Little Castle Show. We air 3 times a week, every week on ABC, and we would like to put somebody you know, or maybe it's you, who's a business owner to be on our show. You'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com. And if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. It takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show. And there is no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Check that out. Go to bigleagues.com. Well, there it is, everybody. That's where we put on the hat because we're in the community doing some stuff. But we get to talk to, this is one of the most exciting shows. Food. Everybody wants food, right? The judge and I on the Cowboy Judge show, he talked about it all the time. Man, if we could ever get some shows to do about food, that's what people want to learn about. They want to hear. Everybody loves to fill the belly, especially with good stuff here.
Yes.
With that, I've got a question here. How does this tie in? But we call it our quick analysis. And it's why would somebody decide to, and that's pretty apparent, but you talked about some other benefits. We won't name names of other competitors, but you can make your own sauce. The problem is you're going to spend many hours doing so to try to find something that may not be anything close to be consumable.
Right.
just go to the store, buy the sauce. Most people would do that.
Yeah.
What are a couple of things that you mentioned that set your sauce apart from the competitors?
Well, they have high fructose corn syrup, and we don't. One, I'm not going to drop a name, but one has 14% high fructose corn syrup.
Sounds like a lot.
It's an awful lot.
14% of the whole content of the whole.
Yeah, that's what you eat in sugar.
14% of it.
Yeah, high fructose corn syrup. You're eating sugar.
Wow. Well, that's how they get your taste buds going. But you've come up with some alternatives to that. You've natural sugar, pure
Yes,
cane. Versus,
pure cane
tell
sugar.
me about why you do that.
Well, it's because, too, as our sugar count is extremely low. If you look on my jar, it's like 3%.
3%?
Yes.
And so people will get a lot less sugar because, there we go. There it is. I'm going to zoom in while I've got my other super secret camera going in here. I've got my little remote, everybody, but but I'm going to try to pull this up for you guys to show you the back. So we had it on there before, but if you look closely, and does it show the nutritional facts? Look at that. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
All right, and right there it shows what you're talking about.
Yeah,
And
we have to
this
keep
tastes
it
so
down.
good, and
And we use,
it's good for
there's
you.
no anchovies in our sauce because people have allergies. And my wife she went on the computer, she stays on the computer, so she had to find a company that makes this certain ingredients that we need that doesn't have any anchovies in it. And it comes from Columbus, Ohio, along with our other ingredients.
Giving away some trade secrets here. Anchovies, and you can only get them in some place in the middle of the Midwest. So you got to rewind that to hear secret location. But that would be hard to find there. But how do you make these connections, and how did that come about?
My wife. I don't. I run the shop. I make the sauce. I'm my own distributor. I, make sure the factory is ran the way it's supposed to be, and she handles all the paperwork. I don't mess with that.
Well, with that, my next question is, why would somebody choose you? And I guess part of it is the fact that you're a homegrown business. You're not some big
Yes.
corporation.
No.
You're not bought out by some big unnamed thing that we can imagine that's based out of a different country. You're all homegrown right here in St. Louis.
Right here
And
in
from
St.
here,
Louis.
you've grown to that 1,200 locations.
Yes.
I'm curious, how did you get that? How did you get that done? Is that you just had to reach out to each individual?
Well, I beat the concrete, store to store.
You were literally going door to door.
Yeah. But once we started making sauce, we couldn't make it at home anymore. And at that time, we were just giving it to family and friends. Well, once we started getting it into stores, we had to find a place was FDA approved. Okay. And that was at St. Patrick's Center down on 12th Street.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And they had this kitchen upstairs. And I was still doing construction work. My wife was still working. And once we finished doing our jobs, we'll go make sauce. Well, at that time, we were just in like 20, 25 stores. And it got to the point that we started picking up more stores. We had to find a bottling company to produce that for us. So someone told us about King's Foods Bottling Company in Belleville. We went there, and they started making our product. Well, they told us they didn't think we were going to make it at that time. We had very few stores. They said, well, we'll just help you out. We'll help you out. They said, but if you get up to 200 stores, they said they'll reduce our costs. Well, at that time, they was charging us pretty much, right? So we started getting more stores. We got up to 100 stores. And then they looked at us differently. They said, well, you look like you're going to make it. And then we started making more stores. We got up to 250 stores. Now I'm thinking they're going to reduce our costs. They jacked it up.
Oh, they figured out they could make some more money off you. Oh.
So now, but we needed them, so we didn't get away from them. We stayed with them. And we stayed with King's Foods for about maybe 10 years,
Okay.
But what had happened now, one day I was pouring concrete. I was working for McBride & Sons, Foundation and Footing.
Gotcha.
And we were up on the walls pouring concrete. They called me and said, hey, we making your sauce. I said, no, I got to be there. So they said, well, we know your recipe. Don't worry about it. I said, okay, make it. they made the sauce. My wife sitting over there, she says, "Did you taste it?" I said, "No, they know the recipe." Well, at that time, we were getting into the commissary at Scott Air Force Base, and we sent them that sauce. They sent it back. It wasn't my sauce. I didn't taste it. So I went to them and I told them a small talk. I'm speaking of King's Foods. It was a little small talk. I said, "Hey, by the way, what you guys do? How'd you make the sauce?" They put high fructose corn syrup in it.
Cutting corners.
And I tasted it. I told them this is not my sauce, and they said, "Well, that's cheaper. We thought we can help you out. You know, no, you make it the way I gave it to you."
That was not the agreement. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't mess with the secret formula.
And so they changed it, and then once I took it back to Scott Air Force Base, they shined me away because I guess they thought, it wasn't going to be right for them. But they did reach out to us again just before the pandemic, and once that pandemic hit, we had to wait again. So we're still waiting for Scott Air Force Base to.
But
put
in the
us
meantime,
commissary.
you've grown this to 1,200 locations,
Yeah.
and you can buy it on Amazon, everybody. If you
Yeah.
saw that, we had it up on the wall earlier. All right, as we finish up here, we got about 2 minutes. I'm going to take one quick sample, and then the second show, we're going to have Freddie here stick around for another half an hour where we're really going to dig in here. But if I had one to choose from, is it easy just to grab a Sloppy Joe?
Yes, yeah.
All right, let's grab a Sloppy Joe. We got the Sloppy Joes up here.
Okay, you can get some of that shrimp too.
Okay, yeah, some of the shrimps are right there too. So now, how do I get the sauce? You want me to open one of your jars?
Yeah, it's up to you.
Okay, I like spicy food. Everybody knows Cardinal Cowboy. I use my joke. My mom, she just goes along with it. She's pretty tough, but my mom is a world famous drama teacher.
Oh, okay.
She taught John Goodman. She got the building name.
What? John Goodman.
John
Okay.
Goodman, and
That's a St. Louisan.
yeah, it's a St. Louisan. And my dad used to just say, "Carter, your mom is busy teaching. So the food, you just put some hot sauce on it. It'll be okay." So I put hot sauce on.
So you got stuck with hot sauce.
I got to love hot sauce as a kid. I use a different brand, but I might be switching here now. So now we can see it there, everybody. I just opened the jar.
Now I make it thick.
This is thick. Oh yeah, I'm looking at that. Let me do the zoom in one more time here, everybody.
Yeah, I hate for my sauce to slide off my meat. I want it to stick.
All right, I'm gonna spill this if I'm not careful, but there it is. It's kind of thick though. Look at that. That is good looking sauce. All right, I'm gonna get a little scoop of it. Right here, I got a spoon. I provided the spoons, everybody. They provided everything else. All right, and I'm gonna put that right here. I'm gonna hold this up where I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna put this on my Sloppy Joe. Oops.
Uh-oh.
That's all right. Let me flip my bun up there. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put this on, nice and thick, and spread it around on the bun, on the Sloppy Joe. All right, everybody. With that, we're gonna be right back. Stay tuned for more, everybody. Giddy up.